Welcome to Reread. We're on the 8th book in the Legacy of the Force series. This one is called Revelation. Oh boy. All right, so here we go. Fett admits to killing Finn Shiza to save him from a rotten death, promising that he'd be Mandalore in his dying wish. Now, the whole thing about making Fett the Mandalore, I don't really like it. I like Fett as a loner. I mean, it says that he doesn't keep up traditions and everything, and I get that, but why can't Fett just be, not associated with Mandalorians? I mean, yeah, he has the armor and everything, but it's not true Mandalorian. Maybe he's, his dad was one. He pays homage to him, but that's not his thing now. He's a kind of a bounty hunter. I like him when he's not king of an entire race of people. I don't know. It doesn't feel like Boba Fett. Small complaint there. But Luke is now talking with the Admiral of the Galactic Alliance, because they're trying to form a partnership between each other to overthrow Jason. This kind of falls apart at the end of the book, and it's been a while. I haven't read the 9th book yet, but I don't think they mentioned the Admiral much. It's been a while, but I don't think we ever find out what happens during the end. Maybe we do, and I just forgot. But I remember thinking, wait a minute. She's the villain. And I mean, Luke says that, odd partners we have now, but war changes all the time. And I get that. But I mean, she was just against you guys earlier. I don't know if I just buy it that soon. I mean, maybe if she was evil and wanted to rise to power and was hoping to overthrow Jason by using Luke, I could get that. But it's not like she's been the good guy going unwilling into this military coup with Jason the whole time. I don't know. I felt that was kind of a change of character for her. Anyway, Jaina gets Fett to train her, showing her. Now, there's a great line in this, and that Karen Travis put in there. Boba Fett says, "What can you do? What can your brother do besides kill an unarmed woman without lifting a hand?" Ouch! About his daughter there. But if Fett is really sore about his daughter, then still it makes zero sense why he's not going after Jason. But he trains Jaina to go after her, go after her own brother. Even though Jaina says, "You've killed many Jedi, you can train me." And I'm thinking, yeah, why don't Fett go ahead and do it? It just makes little sense. That's sadly a big glaring thing about this. That's probably the biggest glaring thing about this whole series is Boba Fett should be the one going after Jason and failing. He can fail. Or maybe, like again, I said, Jaina goes all the way down, but she finds out she can't do it. So Fett blows his head off. I mean, that would be perfect. It'd be perfect, right? But for some reason, they didn't want to go down that alley, and it still, to me, doesn't make any sense. Now, Jason's eyes finally turn yellow after the Battle of Fondor. And, some of the bridge people go, oh, and he sees that his eyes are yellowing out. So that's kind of neat. We can kind of see that happens to Sith from time to time. I forgot it happened so late, though. I feel like this happened again, I don't remember this, but I felt like it happened a long time ago, and he was hiding it with lenses or something. But I must have made that up on my own. But I thought, he had it, but he had to hide it from Luke and everything when he had the yellow eyes. I thought it happened earlier, but it didn't. It didn't. Now, someone drops Ben off at Endor and claims that Ewoks are nothing but savages, and he's scared of them. And I love that. I love the theory that no one visits Endor that much because they're scared of Ewoks. That's so true. It would hurt Yug-Nos's feelings a little bit, but it's true. Now, Dala returns in this one. Pellaeon hints that he has someone in mind. And is it a blonde or a redhead? And they go, redhead. He goes, And you're thinking, wait, Mara Jade's dead. But I knew all along. This time around, I knew all along. The first time, though, I had no clue who they're talking about. Then all of a sudden, they drop Dala out of nowhere, and you're like, whoa! And Dala's got a great entrance because she's like, hey, Pellaeon, because they're good friends. Pellaeon's always admired her. It falls in line with how we saw them last in Bantam together. And Dala has it out for the Imperial Moffs because a few of them killed her lover. That last we saw her, she was happily married. But no, nothing can be happily married for Dala. Dala now, and she has a lot of friends, has a lot of favors, has her own little fleet. It's a ragtag fleet, but she has some Maw installation experiments too. So she's pretty much a big threat. And Pellaeon's using her as, he's keeping her in the pocket just in case they need her during the Battle of Fondor, because Jason has convinced the Imperial Moffs to come in with them to help him fight because he needs an army now that he and Admiral Nethal, I can't remember her name now, I don't care, but that they've split. He needs extra firepower, so he gets the Empire, promising them a few planets of their own. And Pelion, of course, is wary of this whole thing, so he wants Dala there as backup. I should also mention at this time, Pelion is really the only interesting storyline. All the other storylines, I feel like I was like, okay, just kind of going through the motions, somewhat bored a little bit, but at the same time, like Jaina's training sequences. Ooh, she comes to appreciate the Mandalorians. Yes, everyone does in Karen Travis's book. But I feel like whenever it's Pelion, I was like, here we go again. Pelion, of course, he's going to die in this book. And he says for a couple of years, he's 92 now. He's been hearing the bird pecking on the window, meaning he's been hearing death. He's been afraid because he knows it's not far away. But in that moment where Tahiri, he knows Tahiri's about to kill him, he's not afraid. And this is a way. And even when everyone's bemoaning his death, Fett goes, nah, he was happy to die this way. Warriors like him want to die this way. And it's true. And it's true. And it's a sad death scene too. He has Dala on there. Dala's going to remember which Moffs celebrated Pelion's, demise, and she's got him on their list of people she's going to get revenge for. He takes a hit in the chest. It's so awful when it comes, and his death it's very sad. It is very sad. I mean, yes, he's old. I guess you can't just die of old age in Star Wars, but it's a very sad death. But I remember loving it the first time and the second time through. It's still a good death. Now, Jacen does confess about the murder of Mara to Shavu. Shavu is actually quietly working with Ben. He's a spy. And so when Jacen gives his confession, they already know it's Jacen because they found pieces of Mara's hair in his cockpit of his own personal starfighter. So they know that he was there. But now that Jacen has admitted it, now they have firm evidence, which Ben presents to the entire family. And, then it's all now. Jaina knows that she's going to be the one that's going to have to fight him. And, it's all going to come to a head. I should mention one other thing, though, that Shiva, her little storyline was okay. And again, I think this storyline gets dropped. I don't think Troy Denning even picks it up. I think Karen Travis is the only one that messes with Boba Fett. But Shiva is alive, coming around, finds out her daughter's dead, and then tells her granddaughter, hey, your daughter, my daughter, your mother never had the full story. The reason Fett left, he had to leave. He got, in trouble on Concord Dawn for killing a man. And the reason why, because he raped me, and that's why he had to leave and everything. She kind of explains it, situation. And so the granddaughter's kind of upset by this. But at the same time, though, I was thinking, okay, and Boba Fett said that, yeah, he killed that man and he would gladly do it again when Murta confronts Fett about it. And I was like, yeah, you killed that man. But if someone kills your daughter, you're not going to hunt him down. Again, it's just smacking you in the face of hypocrisy of why Fett doesn't go after him. Jacen is still scared of him, and rightfully so. And like, again, I said, if, after the first book of his daughter's death, if in the second book we find that Fett throws a trap for Jacen, almost takes him out, but we find out that Boba Fett is really just testing his abilities. And then the third book, maybe Boba Fett comes in hard and fails or whatnot. But again, I like that Jaina's fighting him, and Jaina just can't kill Jacen. She can't do it. She can't. And then Boba Fett does it. It makes perfect sense. Anyway, overall, though, I will say this. So far, I am enjoying this series, and I cannot wait to get to the last book next time. See you then.